What's going on, everybody? It's GameUnboxingReviews here, and welcome back to another LEGO The Incredibles news update. So in today's video, we're going to be checking out the achievements for LEGO The Incredibles, because as you can probably tell from the title of this video, they reveal a lot of extremely exciting new content. Now, before we get started, I feel it is essential to warn you all that the first set of trophies are all about The Incredibles 2. Now, for me personally, I probably would say that the achievements don't really give too much away, but for those that are trying to go into the sequel knowing as least as possible, you might want to pause the video and skip the first section by clicking the link that I provided in the description. But if you're not bothered by any of that, then without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so the first achievement that we're going to be talking about is Out in Public again, and you get this after completing Chapter 1, Undermined. We can see that the icon for this achievement showcases a LEGO version of the ending of the first movie, which of course leads into the beginning of The Incredibles 2. Now, we already know that we'll be able to play as the Parr family in their civilian clothes, so it'll be interesting to see if any of these particular variants will be playable in the game. Next up, we have the cleaned, well-lubricated, and wound tight achievement, which you get after throwing 5 enemies into the gears during Chapter 1, Undermined. Up next, we have the Trouble on the Tracks achievement, which you get after completing Chapter 2, Hover Train Hijinks. Not much to say about this achievement icon, but of course we can see that it does showcase a cool image of Elastigirl in her new suit from The Incredibles 2. And finally, for our first set of achievements, we have a Wheelie Good Time, which you get after you perform a wheelie for 10 seconds during Hover Train Hijinks. And like the previous achievement, the icon doesn't really showcase anything special besides Elastigirl on a new bike, although it is cool to hear that we'll be able to perform wheelies in that level. Hopefully we can also perform them in the hub world as well, as it's always nice to have that option. So first up in the second set of achievements, we have Helicopter Havoc, and you get this after completing Chapter 3, Revelations. The achievement icon also showcases a woman, and I'm not 100% certain on this, but I think that might be the Ambassador, which is a new character that will be introduced in The Incredibles 2. Next up, we have the Raccoon Them Up achievement. You get this after you successfully score Incredible in all raccoon encounters during Revelations. Now, this is obviously a reference to a scene in the second movie where Jack fights a raccoon, and we do actually get a glimpse at a LEGO version of this scene in the recently released Crime Waves trailer for the game. I'm just wondering if the raccoon will actually be playable, because that would be pretty funny. Next, we have a Slice of the Action, and you get this achievement after completing Chapter 4, Elastigirl on the Case. Now, from this achievement, we can see Screenslaver, but with his mask off, so it'll be interesting to see if a maskless variant of the villain will be playable. Lastly, in our second set of achievements, we have the Making Parr achievement, and you get this after you chase down Screenslaver in Elastigirl on the Case within 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Next up, we have the Parr-ty house achievement, and you get this after you complete Chapter 5, House Parr-ty. Now, the achievement icon actually showcases the house that the Parr family are given in The Incredibles 2 after Elastigirl accepts Winston Dever's request to join DevTech and become an advocate for supers. Up next, we have the That's One Way to Unpack achievement. You get this after you destroy all of the moving boxes during House Parr-ty. Now, this next achievement is called a Momentous Occasion, and you get this after you complete Chapter 6, Screenslaver Showdown. And as we can see from the achievement icon, this level will take place on Screenslaver's yacht, which we also saw in the recently released Crime Waves trailer. Lastly, in this set, we have the Your Own Kind of Incredible achievement, and you get this after you extinguish the fires during Screenslaver Showdown without the family build. Now, next up, we have a Previous Engagement achievement, which you get after you complete Chapter 7, The Golden Years. And this achievement icon obviously showcases Bob and Helen in their wedding attire, and I'm fairly certain that either one of, if not both of these variants will be playable in this game. But of course, we will just have to wait and see. So this next achievement is called At Maze Ing, and you get it after you survive Bon Voyage's maze during the Golden Years without taking any damage. Now, recently we saw a lot of the Golden Years levels, so knowing there's also a maze section is really cool, because you probably have to fight Bon Voyage as well, so this level must be a pretty decent length. Now next up we have the I Wanted to Go Bowling achievement, and you get this after you complete Chapter 8, Vigilant Vigilantes, which is personally a mission that I am extremely excited to play through, because the burning building level in the PS2 Incredibles game was my absolute favourite. I remember replaying that mission so many times back in the day, so I can't wait to play as robber versions of Mr. Incredible and Frozone in this game. Lastly, in this set of achievements, we have the Stay Right on My Tail, It's Gonna Get Hot achievement. And you get this after you complete Vigilant Vigilantes in 9 minutes. Moving on to our next set of achievements, we have Worlds Apart, and you get this after you complete Chapter 9, No Manison Island. Next up, we have the It's Learning achievement, and you get this after you trigger all traps during the No Manison Island level. Now, the icon for this achievement actually showcases a mouse with cheese, so maybe that's a hint that we might have to avoid mouse traps in this level or something. Now this next achievement is called An Unwelcome Guest, and you get this after you complete Chapter 10, Return to No Manison Island. And I have to say that I love the icon for this achievement because it's Bob on a milk carton and it says missing, which is just genius. Lastly, in this set of achievements, we have the Untouchable achievement, and you get this after you complete Return to No Manison Island without being hit by a goo cannon. And I've got to say that I just love how TT Fusion have taken things like the bird cameras and the goo cannons from the first movie and made them into actual obstacles in the game. Next up, we have the I'm Just Happy You're Alive achievement, and you get this after you complete Chapter 11, Above Par. Up next, we have the Plane Crazy achievement, and you get this after you don't get hit by any plane parts during the Above Par level. Here we have the Best Vacation Ever achievement, which you get after you complete Chapter 12, The Final Showdown. Now lastly, in this set of achievements, we have the Where's My Supersuit achievement, and you get this after you complete the Final Showdown with the workout variant of Lucius Best, which I'm almost certain is this outfit, because it is of course what Lucius was wearing during the famous Where's My Supersuit scene. So I guess this confirms that Lucius is playable in his civilian clothes, which I'm personally really happy about. Next up, we have the Where Are They Now achievement, and you get this after you complete Omnidroid Rampage. I also love that the achievement icon is inspired by old-fashioned movie posters from the 60s, because that is of course the era that The Incredibles is set in. Up next, we have the Best achievement, and you get this after you achieve True Super in any level. This next achievement is called the Best of the Best, and you get it after achieving True Super in all levels. Lastly, for this set of achievements, we have the Kit Car achievement. You get this after you've collected all Minikits in any level. Interesting to see that the achievement icon showcases a car. Maybe specific vehicles are unlocked after you've collected all Minikits in any of the game's levels. Although personally, I highly doubt that, because Minikits always tend to eventually create a mini model of something that is related to that specific level. But of course, we will just have to wait and see. Up next, we have the Kitted Up achievement, and you get this after you collect all Minikits in the game. And again, this achievement icon also showcases a car, so it'll be interesting to see why that is once the game is finally released. Next up, we have the Better Than the Barbecue achievement. You get this after you've completed your first family build. Up next, this achievement is called Truly Incredible, and you get it after you've completed all family builds in the game. Now then, let's actually talk about the reason you even clicked on this video, because if you look very carefully here, you can see that the achievement icon showcases none other than Woody from Toy Story, Bing Bong from Inside Out, Wall-E, Merida from Brave, and Russell from Disney Pixar's Up. There also looks to be something in the bottom left corner, and I'm not 100% certain on this, but I have a feeling that it's either Flick from A Bug's Life or Remy from Ratatouille, although that's just my theory. But yeah guys, Pixar characters are now officially confirmed as playable characters, which is just extremely exciting news and gets me even more excited to finally play this game. Now I don't really want to get people's hopes up, but you gotta think, you can't have Russell without Carl, Wall-E without Eve, Woody without Buzz, or maybe even Bing Bong without joy, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust. So surely those characters have got to be in the game as well. However, I'm obviously not expecting every character from Pixar to make it into this game, because at the end of the day, this is a LEGO The Incredibles video game. These are just bonus characters, but I have a feeling that obvious choices like Buzz and Carl will be playable, although I'd personally love to see Zurg as a playable character as well. And as for other movies, we still have yet to see content from Monsters Inc., Cars, The Good Dinosaur, and Coco, so it'll be interesting to see if characters from those films will also be playable in this game. And before you ask, no, I didn't forget to mention Finding Nemo or Finding Dory, and there is a very exciting reason for that, which we'll be talking about at the end of the video. Lastly, in this set of achievements, we have a natural advantage, and you get this after you collect a red brick. This next achievement is called Luck Favours the Prepared, and you get it after you collect all red bricks in the game. Next up we have the Bold, Dramatic, Heroic achievement, and you get this after you create a custom character, something which I'm personally really looking forward to doing. Now up next we have the No Capes achievement, and you get this after you create a custom character with a cape. Now I saw this exact achievement suggested by countless people in the comments pretty much ever since LEGO The Incredibles was first announced, so it being in this game was very much inevitable, but it's still great to actually get an official confirmation. And of course, people will also be really happy to hear that they can add capes to their custom characters, which is awesome news. Lastly, in this set of achievements, we have the I'm a Billionaire achievement, and you get this after you earn 1 billion studs. Next we have the Key to the City achievement, and you get this after you achieve 100% completion. So that means you have to complete every single level, get all Minikits and collectibles, characters, vehicles, etc. So there's a lot for you to do in this game. Next up, here we have the Making the World a Better Place achievement. You get this after you clean up a district. Like I've said in some of my previous videos, the LEGO The Incredibles hub world features crime in each district, and once you've actually stopped all the crime in that area, you will then have to face off with its crime lord, which could be anyone from Bon Voyage to Syndrome, as well as new villains made by TT Fusion and Pixar specifically for this game. Now next up, this achievement is called Superhero of the Year, and you get this after you clean up all districts in the game. Now the achievement icon is very blurry, but if you look carefully, you can actually see Bon Voyage, Syndrome, and a bunch of other characters, one of which I'm fairly certain is the evil ice cream woman that has been created specifically for this game, which by the way I believe is the reason we saw what looked to be snow in the Crime Waves trailer, because after looking back at the Parr Family gameplay trailer, I noticed a scene where we see the same effect as Jack uses his heat vision to melt a load of ice cream that a civilian is stuck under. So it'll be interesting to see if after you've defeated this crime lord, if snow will still be part of the hub world. Lastly, in this set of achievements we have I'm Not Happy Bob, Not Happy, and you get this after you attack Gilbert Huph with Bob Parr. Now personally, I was really hoping that TT Fusion would have found a way to make that scene into part of a level, but I completely understand why that wasn't possible. But hey, at least we still have this hilarious achievement, and even though he was highly likely to be in this game, it's still nice to get an official confirmation that Gilbert Huph will be playable, and you can actually see a little bit of him in the achievement icon, which is pretty cool. Next up we have a close second achievement, and you get this after you finish a race with Dash achieving silver. Now personally, I'm really glad to hear that there will be races for Dash to compete in, because hopefully this means that he will be just as fast as Quicksilver from LEGO Marvel's Avengers, if not even faster. This next achievement is called Everyone is Special, and you get this after you defeat an enemy with a non-super character. Now up next we have the That Was Totally Wicked achievement, and you get this after you achieve a 75 hit combo. We can also see Bob with Rusty McAllister in the achievement icon, and in case you didn't know, yes, Rusty will be playable in this game. Lastly, for this set of achievements we have the Jack Attack achievement, which is actually a nice callback to the Pixar short, and you get this after you use all of Jack's different powers in the game. We already know of a few cool abilities that Jack has in this game, so I'm very excited to see just what else he's hiding. Now this next achievement is really interesting. So it's called the Someone's Always in Trouble achievement, and you get it after you release a district boss from prison. Now this is really cool because one, this might be a confirmation that there's a prison in the hub world, and two, if after we've defeated a crime lord we can go to the prison and release them, then that is absolutely amazing. I mean, to me that just sounds like a really cool way of allowing players to have another fight with a specific enemy again. Next up we have the Senior Citizens Arrest achievement, and you get this after you defeat a district boss with a senior citizen. And I'm assuming someone like Mrs. Hugginson would qualify here, although I'm not 100% certain on if she'll be playable in this game. But still, I'm personally really glad to hear that you don't have to play as supers just to defeat crime lords. So if I want to defeat the Underminer as Bernie Crop, then it sounds like I can do that, which is bound to be hilarious. This next achievement is called Freeze, and you get it after, you guessed it, you freeze a police officer with Frozone. Up next we have the I'm You But Stronger achievement, and you get this after you pair Buddy Pine with Syndrome. Now this next achievement is called Just Keep Swimming, and I'm extremely excited about this one because you get it after you complete an underwater race as Dory. Yes, you heard me right, Dory from Finding Nemo, and of course Finding Dory as well, is officially confirmed as a playable character in LEGO The Incredibles, which is just amazing news. Hopefully Nemo is playable as well, but for now, at least we have Dory. I'm also really glad to hear that there are underwater races, because that of course means that there will be underwater areas in the hub world, which is just great news. Although I'm very curious to see just how Dory will actually be playable outside of water, if that's even possible. Next up we have the Doing Our Part achievement. You get this after you complete an ambient crime in the city, which I'm assuming is a random crime. And for our last achievement we have the Supers Have Returned, which you get after you complete 50 ambient crimes in the city. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Tons of news there to look forward to. We now know that the hub world features land and water races, Capes in the customizer, and Lucius Best in his workout clothes, Gilbert Huph, Woody from Toy Story, Bing Bong from Inside Out, Wally, Merida from Brave, Russell from Up, and Dory are all playable in this game, which is just absolutely amazing news and gets me even more excited for LEGO The Incredibles. Anyway guys, as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.